What's up everyone? Yesterday we did Baby's first mana build with the Cali Greyhound and the Rock. Today we're actually going to be utilizing the tier 6 mana pets. However, we're going to be building up a big Sleipnir, a big Sea Serpent, hopefully several copies of each, and it's going to be really fun. So I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, I really hope that you subscribe and you like and comment. This run is also extremely lucky, so I think that will bring some extra enjoyment to the video. Whatever the case though, let me get to explaining the abilities of the Sleipnir and the Mana Hound in case you're unaware of them. So basically, let me start off with the Sleipnir first because I think that's where the combo is going to start off. The ability of the Sleipnir is very similar to the ability of the Leopard actually. For every 2 attack that it has, it will give 1 point of mana to the frontmost friend, which in turn is going to translate to that much damage if you don't manage to utilize the mana. But of course with this build we're also going to be utilizing some Sea Serpents, with the ability of which is to actually double the damage that you get from the mana and deal it to the most healthy pet that the opponent has. So not only will we be dealing insane amounts of snipe damage, but we will also be targeting it towards the enemy that requires the snipe the most. And hopefully when we have multiple Sleipnirs and multiple Sea Serpents, that will result in hundreds of damage being dealt to any enemy. As you can imagine, this sort of build can survive pretty well into the late game, but it's the matter of actually getting there unscathed. Unfortunately here we do suffer a loss, but that is perfectly fine. If we get a good turn 7, we can stabilize basically any situation, but it's a matter of getting there, and you can see I'm starting to prepare from it for even now. Like, we get double avocado frozen, we're going to bring in double camo at this turn as well, and we have a level up prepared already in the Weasel. We'll even find another Weasel in the shop, which I think I'm going to sell the Capybara for, so we'll be having lots of gold that we can use in the future. And after we buy the avocados as well, that will mean that we probably get to transfer tons of gold onto turn 7, which in turn means that we can probably make any run happen. Here we get a very lucky draw, making all of our Weasels faint, even the backline, so that is good news for us. We want as much gold as we can get. Turn 5, or not turn 5, turn 7, we'll be leveling up into as many scalers as we can get. I believe the pack has Poodle, it has Husky, it has Monkey, obviously it has Banana Peel as well, so we do have lots of options. We also have the Alpaca for rapid level ups. Here I think this is looking kinda scary, but actually having this 1/7 rabbit, meaning that we do get to farm it for a little bit of stats from the camo and we manage to win. So here we go, we're going to take a level on the Weasel, and then we are also going to be taking a level on the camo. We even have a level 3 Weasel if we want it, and I think we definitely will. And yeah, so far very good level up selections. Alpaca auto take any turn 7, so we'll be taking that definitely. And if we manage to roll into another Alpaca or Husky, we will be getting a level 2 scaler. So would you look at that, we get extremely lucky and we find the double Husky. So here we go, level 2 Husky happening on this turn. I might even combine the Weasels and bring in this Eagle. Or maybe I can just bring in the Blue-Ringed Octopus for the extra bit of stats, even though that's very greedy. Here I'm going to be freezing the Blobfish for the next turn so we can get the Alpaca trigger onto it. And then hopefully on turn 9 we can get a level 2 Blobfish, which will then result in an automatic level 2 tier 6, which will be absolutely incredible. We are hoping to see a lot of good tier 6s on this game. Obviously we have the Sleipnir and the Sea Serpent, but we also have stuff like the Bird of Paradise, the Elephant Seal, even like Dragon I believe is in the pack as well. So we have lots of options for scaling in case we want to be selling the Husky. But for now Husky is doing an exceptionally good job of scaling up the team, giving us +8/+8 every single turn, which for turn 8 is honestly kind of crazy. But yeah, here we go, we have set up for the level up. We even get to buy an avocado for the next turn, so we will be starting off with 13 gold and then 3 more if the weasel faints, which is almost a guarantee. So yeah, let's hop into battle. Hopefully we don't lose. The setup is just so incredible that it would be a shame if we did lose. Here it looks a little bit scary at the beginning, but their backline is just so much weaker than ours, so we end up winning quite easily. And here we go, we take the level. Sadly, it's nothing of use, or so I thought initially, but we actually do have a level 3 weasel, so we can take the level 2 hammerhead shark for the extra gold every single turn. And as I mentioned, we have elephant seal in the pack, we have like a bird of paradise in the pack, so it is very important for us to have lots of gold in order to be scaling up. But here we go, we also find a Sleipnir, which I think actually we're not going to take in favor of a level 3 hammerhead shark, and then we also find an elephant seal. Even though I talked up the elephant seal so much, I don't actually think it's a good idea to take it right here, because we are in a kind of scary spot. We only have stats and no abilities, so it's very important for us to win, otherwise even though we have this incredible setup, we're just going to risk losing it all. So we take the immediate stats in the behemoth. I think we might even end up selling it on this turn. As you can see, we have 22 gold to work with, which is absolutely insane. We only need to find a level on the blobfish, and I think from the level up then we can transition into yet another tier 6 level 2, but sadly this is the only turn that is kind of bad for us during this run, so we don't actually get the blobfish, which I think is perfectly fine. We still managed to buy double avocado, I believe, and then we also have like the weasel ability plus the hammerhead shark ability, so I think we should be fine. We destroy another team right here. This time they have a seal, which is a little bit sad. But here we go, we are on to tier 6, 25 gold to begin with, and we are rolling for our units. We find double alpaca, which is kind of enticing to be honest, because the level up does give you a tier 6 unit, many of which we do end up needing. But here we go, we find naturally a bird of paradise right here. And I wanted to find a level on the blobfish, but unfortunately I don't want to waste the bird of paradise trigger, so I do have to just peel a level 1.5 blobfish onto the bird of paradise for the stats. And yeah, if we can manage to find the Sleipnir and the mana hand now, that will be absolutely ideal for us. If not, we can just have to set up for the next turn, which I think with the amount of stats that we're getting is actually extremely easy to do. We also find a stone that we can buy sell. I think it's very valuable for us to do so, because not only can we find the Sleipnir and the mana serpent or the sea serpent, we can also find another copy of a bird of paradise, and then we can also find an oyster, which is just 3 gold. So we have lots of good selections out of that pet. Unfortunately here we do end up losing. I don't think that was a guaranteed loss, but what can you do? We start off with another 25 gold and we get the Sleipnir initially in the shop. The alpaca is going to help out with the level ups, the bird of paradise is going to help out with the stats, and I think this is going to be the turn where we actually sell the weasel. We'll see in a little bit how this turn develops, but for now we're just getting a level up on the Sleipnir, resulting in a bird of paradise, so we get a lot of stats. We also find an oyster. If we can manage to find the chocolate on the bird of paradise, we'll be absolutely thrilled. We do find a crow, but I'm not super happy with it. I wanted to find a natural chocolate, as I'm thinking here about this Sleipnir and how I want to bring it in this team. So here we go, we're going to sell the weasel. We're going to bring in the Sleipnir so it gets the buff guaranteed, and then we're also going to buy sell the crow for the level 3. So now the hammerhead shark still has its ability activated, and we also level up into a sea serpent. Curiously enough, the Sleipnir's ability does not work on itself, so you can even place it at the front and the mana will go to the second in position pet, which is kind of funny to think about. but here we end up losing. We're on 1 heart now, but the setup is looking so incredible that I think it's not going to be an issue for us. We get a level 1.5 Sleipnir and also the Sea Serpent. We also get a very lucky hit right there with the Bird of Paradise not landing on the Hammerhead Shark. And this is basically the build completed. We even have to sell the Hammerhead Shark now in order to buy sell this Oyster. We also buy sell this Scroll for the level on the Sleipnir. And yeah, now we get to start up the Sleipnirs, which is absolutely crucial for this build. We really want high stat Sleipnirs for the high amount of mana. We curiously enough get the Hammerhead Shark back, which I think we will keep for the turn because it's going to give us 3 gold, which is basically as good as an avocado, which I think it's worth keeping. So here we go, we get to see the combo in action. Double Sleipnir going to give mana to the Bird of Paradise and the Sea Serpent, and then we're going to deal crazy amounts of damage. Here unfortunately it was not big enough for us to one-shot through the melon, but it is enough for us to win by 1 HP, so that is absolutely perfect for us. We're going to find yet another Sea Serpent, which we can either take the level on or we can just start playing them separately. I choose to take the level here, but I think either play could have been fine. I think ultimately it's a better decision for us to keep a shop slot open in case we find oysters in the shop, as well as stoats. Stoat is also an excellent sell, as you can see right here, because we get yet another Sleipnir for it. So here we go, we have an almost level 3, which is actually not going to work on this turn because, as I said earlier, the Sleipnir is not working on itself, so therefore it cannot give itself mana. But I think it's not going to be a big issue because we face this relatively weak looking gimmick team with the Ghost Kitten, but unfortunately for them we do have the stats to survive. And yeah, all that we need now is that final Sea Serpent in order to complete the build, and here it is. If we can manage to level that up, I think that will be absolutely incredible for us, but of course it is very luck reliant, so we can't guarantee that, but we can guarantee getting some good equipment on the Sleipnir at the back. Here we go, we hop into another battle. This time we have 3 units that we can give mana to, and you can see the amount of damage. Even for a summon team, dealing 80 damage 3 times is absolutely crucial, and then with the Bird of Paradise fainting it becomes 4 times. So here we go, we win for the second to last time, and this is going to be the last fight. In total I believe we deal a little bit over 275 damage, so I'm very happy with how this build turned out. And if you are happy as well, I hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.